Women play an important role in agriculture, yet they face formidable obstacles. It is important to have strategies that put men and women's concerns and experiences at the centre of research, design, implementation, monitoring and evaluation. This partly involves understanding how cultural norms shape the way men and women engage and benefit from agriculture. Vongai Kandiwa is an expert on this subject. She is a Gender and Development Specialist for the Socio-Economics Programme at CIMMYT. She is based in Nairobi, Kenya.
I would start by saying that gender is really about the relations between men and women in particular societies, and it defines really what it means to be a woman or to be a man in a particular environment. And by this I mean things such as roles and responsibilities and rights and power distributions within households and even within the community at large. So it is important for agricultural scientists to be thinking about gender issues because these have tremendous impact on the way people practice agriculture and also on the outcomes that we have in terms of agricultural outputs and incomes.
According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, by closing the gap in access to technology between men and women, agricultural productivity could be increased by 30%, contributing to food and income security, child survival and nutrition.
There are a number of challenges that African women face in common across countries. One of them is at national level, where the awareness and realization of gender issues and the gaps that exist thereof is not matched by resources and strategies that actually address the challenges and the problems we already know. That's at national level. At household level, African women also are encountered with a wide variety of challenges that span the entire agricultural value chain. Some of the challenges are to do with access to and control over assets and resources they need in order to practice agriculture the way they would like to do it. That's access to information, access to inputs such as seed and fertilizer. And also we have to remember that these same women are the women that have to do a balancing act between their reproductive and caring roles as well as the productive part. And to the extent that they have to cook and wash and feed and care for children and still have to work in their farms, that has an impact on the management of their time and the labor available to do other things or for leisure or for rest or for social events. So they have problems of access to resources. They also have problems along the value chain to access to markets as well as control over the resources that a family might get or from their farming activities.
At CIMMYT, we generally aim to develop and disseminate technologies that meet the needs of both men and women farmers. In order to do so, it remains crucially important to understand the preferences of men and women, the extent to which men and women farmers access and adopt improved technologies, and factors that drive differential access and adoption patterns.
For me as a scientist, this is a very interesting time to be working at CIMMYT. We have support, commitment and leadership at the very top, from our Director General Tom Lumpkin to our Deputy Director General Marianne Banziga, who is extremely supportive of gender work. And that sets the atmosphere and the commitment at CIMMYT level, and that informs the way gender is perceived across programs and over time. So that leadership and commitment is priceless.
The understanding of gender issues helps in developing strategies that minimize the chance of creating gender gaps where none exist. It also helps to reduce or close existing gender gaps.
One of the interesting things I'm working on right now is collaborating with other scientists who could be breeders, who could be entomologists, to see how best they can integrate a gender perspective in the work they do. So they see the possibilities, the entry points, and then they also see the benefits And I personally can see the benefits at community level of doing our research with a gender lens. So that possibility of collaborating with people who are not necessarily social scientists and seeing them embrace the possibilities that a gender perspective brings is really gratifying. The other exciting part about my work is really the research I design, fostering balanced participation between men and women in technology development. That is, working with men and women on mother-baby trials to try and get a sense of to what extent men and women have similar or divergent preferences for certain traits for the materials our breeders would have developed. And that is extremely important because this work actually improves the relevance of their work. It makes sure, at least it ensures that if we are committed to it, we will develop and bring onto the market products that are reflective of the preferences and aspirations of the diverse communities that we serve. Part of my research also looks at adoption patterns. So to the extent that our CIMMYT breeders develop these promising and excellent stress-tolerant varieties, we are not the ones that actually sell these varieties. We give them to private seed companies that commercialize them. And part of my work looks at the adoption patterns for those particular improved maize varieties.
For more information, visit www.cimmyt.org.